Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Archana and I'm here with a brand new topic which is thread synchronization in Java. Firstly, let's learn what is synchronization. Synchronization is capability to control multiple threads which is using a shared resource. Like it describes the alignment of the threads while execution which uses a shared resource. Now let's observe synchronization in Java using a program. Now let's open a notepad having name as synchronization 2.java. So in here, at first, let's import the basic packages, which is java.io.star. Next, now let's create a class which has a name table. In the class, we have methods, constructors, and instance variables. Now let's have a method. Void like print table. Let's say the method print table will take an input as an integer, input parameter as an integer. In the method, we'll have a for loop iterating from is1 to is less than 5. So inside the for loop, let's have a print statement which prints n, the product of n and I. So after every print statement, let's make the thread sleep for at least 500 milliseconds. So let's put this block of code in the try block. In the main thread class, we have the method thread.sleep of 500 milliseconds. So in here, if any exception occurs, let's catch this exception using a catch block. So this is the printing statement for the catch block. If any exception occurs, it prints the exception. It is as simple as it is. And then, so we have done the print table part. So let's close the for loop. And then let's close the method. Let's close the class. Now let's create two thread classes, which is will take a random name like my thread 1 and then my thread 2. We'll create two thread classes. So every thread class should extend the thread, main thread class, which provides all the functionalities like start method, run method. So we have to extend it. Extends thread. Let's consider this thread class has a parameterized constructor. As we all know, parameterized constructor will initialize the instance variables in the thread class, which are related to that object. So let's have a instance variable for this thread class, which is table t, some random object. So in this parameterized constructor, we are assigning the local variable t to the instance variable t. After assigning, let's consider we have a run method over here, which overrides the run method, which is in the thread class. So we'll have it as a public void run. In here, as we are taking the object of table class as an input for the parameterized constructor, so now we are with an object for the table class. Now let's call the print table method using that object. So t dot print table of, as the prototype of the print table method takes an input n as an integer. Now let's give n as some random number, which is 5. So after giving it, close the method, close the class. In the similar way, let's have another thread class. To make sure, know the difference between which thread is executing first, let's take another thread class. So in here, I forgot to put a 1 and then remaining same. Thread 2, and this assigns the instance variable with the local variable, and then t.print for observing the difference, will send 10 as a parameter for the thread 2. For all these executions to be done correctly, now let's write the code for the driver class. Let's have, as this is a driver class, we should have the name of the driver class, which is similar to the file name, which is synchronization 2. Yeah, this works fine. And in this class, we'll have a main method, which is public static void main string args. There is a basic prototype for the main method in Java. And then in this main method, at first we have created the table class. So let's create an object for the table class at first. Some table object is equals to new. New is a heap area, as we all know before. Table. This is a creation object creation for the table class. Now let's create a thread, creation of a thread, and give this object as an input for the parameterized constructor in the thread class. So my thread 1 of, let's have a thread name as T1, and make sure there is no spelling mistakes, because that leads to a lot of confusions. And in this my thread 1, I guess, in here we have to send the object of the table class as the parameter. So we have sent the object of the table class as a parameter. In a similar way, we have to create another thread for the thread class 2. So, okay. I'm just copying the same above statement because it has the same prototype. So I'm changing the values from thread 1 to thread 2. And that's all. And now we have created 2 threads, namely thread 1 and thread 2. We have to initiate the thread using thread1.start. Like it goes with t1.start method. Okay. And then in the similar fashion, t2.start. Now let's close the main method as well as the class. So when we invoke the start method in the thread class, we are invoked with the run method. So as we are invoking the start method, the cursor directly points to the run method over the thread class. So now let's observe the execution of this program at first. Before the execution, we'll have the compilation done successfully. Synchronization 2.java. Yeah, we are encountered with an error. Yeah, this is a basic error. See, as I said, spelling mistakes will never work. Yeah, compilation is done successfully. And Java synchronization 2. So yeah, we are here with the output, but at first we are sending 5 as in 5 for the thread 1 and 10 for the thread 2. So in the output we have it 5, 10, 20, 10, 15, 30, 40, 20. There is no alignment between the numbers. We can't judge whether thread 1 executed first or the thread 2 executed first. This is because the lack of synchronization. So synchronization plays an important role in Java to align the threads in a linear fashion. We have synchronization in Java in two types, which is thread synchronization and process. In this video, we'll mainly focus on thread synchronization. In thread synchronization, it is categorized into two types, which is mutual exclusive and cooperation or inter-thread communication. Let's look into mutual exclusive. In the mutual exclusive, we attain the synchronization by having a synchronized method. Let's see what is this. What is this? In this program only, we'll make the synchronized method. So for making a synchronized method, this as simple as it is, we have to make the print table method as synchronized. So we have made the print table method as synchronized. Now let's save the program and let's compile it. The compilation command Java synchronization compilation is done successful. And next, execution command, which is Java synchronization 2. In here, yeah, we are with an output. So let's observe. In the above output, we are with 5, 10, 20, 10, 15. There's no alignment. But in the below output, 5, 10, 15, 20. 10, 20, 30, 40, which is the thread 1 is executed at first completely, and then the thread 2 execution started. Okay, in here we can observe the alignment of the threads, which means this is a synchronized method. So this is all about synchronized method. Now let's have, again, after synchronized method, we have synchronized block. Now let's see how synchronized block works. We'll make the method as before, and next, in the synchronized block is something which has the code which is to be synchronized. So in here, the for loop over the print table method is all which gives the output. So I'm placing the for loop in the synchronized block. Syntax for the synchronized block is synchronized, and this points to the particular object. So I'm placing all the for loop statements, for loop in this method over the synchronized block. Here ends the synchronized block. Control save. Let's save the program and run the program. Compile. Compilation is done successful, and let's run it now. So here comes the output. In here also, we can observe the alignment, which is 5, 10, 15, 20 at once, and then 10, 20, 30, 40 at once, which shows the thread 1 is executed at first, and then the thread 2. So using the synchronized block also, we can observe the synchronization. And in the mutual exclusive, we have the third part as static synchronization. Now let's see what static synchronization exactly means. So I'm removing the synchronized block at first to avoid the confusions. And now static synchronization, the name conveys to make the static method synchronized. Okay, for that making, now let's make the print table method as static at first. Okay, so now we are having a static method. To perform static synchronization, we have to the basic prerequisite is a static method. We have to make the static method synchronized. So before the static, we have to make it synchronized. But as this method is static, there's no use for the object for the table class, because we can call the method print table of the table class using the table name directly. So there is no use for this, for all this stuff as parameterized constructor over here. But let's put all these in the comments. So in a similar way, let's put in the thread2 class also in the comments. There's no need of using any parameterized constructor for the static method. Yeah, but we have to call the method using the class name, which is table. So as we have removed the parameterized constructor, there is no need of sending an object to the thread class. T1.start invokes the run method. Now let's execute this program. Synchronization. Yeah, the compilation is done successful, and then execution. In here, as we can see, the alignment is similar to the synchronization block and synchronized method. We got the alignment having execution of the thread1 at first and the thread2 next. So this is how a synchronization works in Java. We have another method, which is cooperation or inter-thread communication in the synchronization, thread synchronization. This mainly deals with the synchronized methods, synchronized threads having communication in between them. The inter-thread communication has deals with the communication between the synchronized threads at a basic point. So this has a wait method, notify method, and so on. So thank you for having a lot of patience to listen till the end. Thank you.